From iowapodcast.com, I'm Justin Brady. Parents, I'm talking to you. Back to school is here, and you're probably just like, gotta get some stuff, gotta get the notebooks. Did you know there are things you can do to make sure your kiddos have a healthy, healthy transition to the school year? And if you neglect these things, it's going to be a little rougher for you. I was today years old before I learned this, and so to break it all down, we welcome back Elli Vore, physician assistant at Hy-Vee Health Exemplar Care, one of our amazing collaborators. I'm so happy you're back.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So let's talk about this transition. I think a lot of parents probably don't know there are things they should be doing 1 week, 2 week, maybe a month. I don't know, from school to transition their kiddos to be at their best health. This is a real thing. I didn't know about this. Yeah. Do we start with like routine transition, like how parents should transition their kids into a school healthy mode?
Yeah, I think that looks different for every house, but the big things that I always recommend. So number one, starting with that sleep transition. So pushing bedtime a little bit earlier, every 10 to 15 minutes earlier every couple of days. That's really going to help kids kind of get their bodies back into sync of going to bed early. And same with the wake up morning routine too, making sure kids are waking up at the same time every day, getting that early morning sunlight exposure. That's also going to help reset their body so that just not 0 to 100 in a matter of minutes. So really transitioning, trying to do that a little bit earlier, a couple weeks before school is a great time to do that. Keeping kids in a habit during the summer is great too, but it's hard. I mean, we have things that we're doing. We're outside, we're enjoying the summer. So, but as school gets closer, trying to move those routines a little bit earlier.
Sure, because if you do it immediately, I think the concern is it's jarring on your circadian rhythm. Is this the concern?
Yeah, I mean, that's a big part of it, but I think just at a higher level, kids thrive on routine. And so, the earlier you can get these routines into place, the kids are just going to do better in school and out of school.
You mentioned exposure to sunlight first thing in the morning, and people are probably like, why?
Yeah.
Why do I need to get my kids exposed to sunlight first thing in the morning? What does that do?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of where you talked about the circadian rhythm. That's where it kind of helps say, okay, it's morning, it's time to get my day going. The brain starts to work a little bit better, gets them ready for school. And
so the thinking there, well, yeah, that's actually a good point because it wakes the brain up. And then is this also helpful on sleep later because this circadian rhythm was set earlier?
Yeah, I mean, it can be. Just the whole, I don't want to say it's like the one sunlight in the morning, it's the whole day too. Yeah. So there's lots to be said about, screen time too at night that helps with the melatonin levels. So it's a whole, the circadian rhythm, it's a whole thing. So. And
what about like breakfast? Because I know there's a lot of talk now. You guys are talking a lot on socials, on your website about nutritional changes and how let's not do this anymore. Instead, let's do this. What should our kids be eating for breakfast in the morning?
Yeah, I always push protein. Protein is huge for anyone, but especially for kids. I think a lot of parents sometimes opt for the easy things, cereals, breads, the processed stuff. It's easy in the morning. It's fast. But if we can really incorporate eggs, yogurt, cottage cheese into the eggs, meat, those are all good sources of protein. Trying to stay more away from those sugary foods because the protein is what's going to help kids last throughout the day and really keep their attention and keep them full so that they don't get hangry because that's a real thing.
It almost sounds like you're saying, let's go after grandma and grandpa the way they ate, like the steak and eggs. If we're feeding our kids steak and eggs, unless they have allergies or something.
Sure.
Is that a pretty good choice then? Something like that?
Within reason. Of course, as an adult, I'm not going to say eat steak and eggs because, cholesterol levels, like that's a real thing too. But, lean meats, turkey good sausage call. And, turkey bacon, things like that, things with less fat. But yeah, going back to the old ways is not always a bad thing. So
I think a lot of the cereals you were mentioning, most of them, not all, most of them are really high sugar. They have a lot of fake stuff in them. Be really aware of that is what it sounds like.
Yeah. And I mean, personally, I do a lot of meal prep for my kids. That's another way to make it easy in the morning. Protein muffins or protein pancakes, egg muffin, little bites. I mean, kids love little things. So, but those are easy, but that you have made they're less processed. So.
Right. What about like readiness when it comes to like appointments and treatments and seeing the doctor? Is this still a thing? Do we do this? And
For
how
sure.
do we do this?
Yeah, I mean, already I've seen a lot of kids for...
Already?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
For wellness visits. A lot of schools will require kids to have an annual checkup, which you should, especially at those key ages like kindergarten, 7th grade, like senior year of high school. Those are key vaccine times. So you always have to make sure you get those vaccines before going into school. But summer is a good time to really do those child checks. You can do them at any time of the year. But I also say, make sure you're getting in early. Don't wait till the very last minute because we have a lot of kids that we have to see. So, you don't want to try to squeeze it in at the very end of the summer when the deadline is coming due. So start now.
Sure.
We're happy to see kids for school physicals, sports physicals, get all those forms filled out. And
oh, right. Wow. There's a lot of things. Okay.
There's a lot of things, but we can handle them in one visit usually, talking about growth and development and making sure you're hitting milestones and getting your teeth cleaned and your eyes checked. And, there's lots of things that we talk about during those well child visits.
So wait, should we be getting on a granular level? Like, do your parents who come and see you with their kids, are they saying, hey, we need the checkup? Also, Susie, I always use generic. Susie's going to be in soccer this year, so can you check the knees and ankles? I mean, I don't know if that's what you check.
No,
but is this a thing we should share with you as well?
Yeah, so sports physical, so high schoolers, usually once you get to high school, Iowa requires a sports physical to be done.
Oh.
So there is a standard Iowa sports physical that we'll fill out, various questions, family history, doing lots of check boxes, but also a good time to talk about mental health and asthma, allergies, getting meds filled. I mean, there's lots of different things that we do during these well child visits. But yeah, sports physicals, they are required most of the time. So, but you can do them. I do them all the time during a well child visit. So
you mentioned asthma and allergies. I know that there's like one, it's in the news sometimes, it pops up that someone had an allergy attack and someone had an asthma attack or something. And the EpiPen wasn't available or the inhaler wasn't available. In many cases, they're hospitalized. Very rare cases, kids can die from this stuff. So is this another thing they go over with you? Like, what's our battle plan this year for if something were to happen? Because I know that our kid is immunocompromised or I know our kid has had a history of this. So do they just share that with you, or do they create a battle plan with you on here's what it looks like this year? If case, how far do we go there?
All of the above. So we do a lot of asthma action plans. There's a name for asthma action plan. So
really?
Most people know it as like the stoplight, the green, yellow, red. Red's when you need to go to the hospital. So asthma action plan. Same thing with EpiPens. When to use those, what the signs are that you're looking for an anaphylactic reaction. A lot of times kids will have allergy specialists or pulmonologists, lung specialists that have already done these. So, if they bring their plan to me, I'm happy to go over it, make sure we're all on the same page, getting a copy for school so everyone's on the same page.
Are there a few things parents do look for? Because sometimes this stuff sneaks up on you. Like the kid has zero history of anything, and then boom. I mean, it happened to me when I was a kid. No history of anything, and then boom, all of a sudden I had Dumbo ears, my face. But like, so are there things a parent looks at that says, like, yeah, just shake it off. It's going to be fine. This could be injury related too. Just shake it off. It's going to be fine. We don't need, because you don't want to go to the doctor for every little thing.
Right.
I mean, I guess at Hy-Vee Health Exemplar Care, you could go to the doctor for every
We'd
little
love
thing.
to see
That's
it.
kind of your model.
Yeah.
But when should we shake it off? And when should we say, we're going to Hy-Vee Health Exemplar Care? Obviously, I'm going to plug you guys because you're in here.
Yeah.
You're our big collaborators.
We love that. So, injury related specifically. So, typical rest, ice, compression, elevation. That's like pretty standard for an injury. When the swelling isn't going down, when you're not able to bear weight, when the things that you're doing at home, the pain isn't getting better, that's a good time to come in. You can try those basic things at home first, and then come in. If you feel like you need an X-ray right away or an evaluation right away, we're happy to see you. But typically, if it's a sprain, if you're able to bear weight, the swelling's not horrible, you can move your ankle or whatever. There's a good chance that it may not be broken. So just trying some of those conservative methods first before coming in to be seen. But those are the big ones. If things are not getting better, definitely be be checked out.
That's a good tip. So it's almost like, I don't write it down, put it in your phone, something like keep a little journal almost and like track. I don't know how, it depends on the injury, but track, is this objectively is it on a trajectory that's getting better and it's starting to go away, or is it getting worse? And if it's getting worse, go get help. If it's getting better, give it another 24 hours or something.
Watch and wait, see what happens. But if it's getting worse, absolutely come in.
So I know that regardless, it doesn't matter what people do. Back to school, people are mingling now. Kids are back together. A lot of transitioning viruses back and forth. I'm already starting to hear people cough and stuff. So, is there anything we do minus like making a clean room entry and spraying down the kids with Lysol every time they come in? Is there anything we can do that'll have a meaningful impact on helping them stay focused, helping them stay healthy? Or is it kind of like, bro, that's what the immune system's for. You got to get over it. Like, what side are you on this? Or is it a little both?
All of the above. It is your immune system. It's good at protecting you. It's important for you to get sick sometimes because that's what builds your immune system. Hand washing, number one, making sure you're teaching kids how to wash their hands using soap, singing the ABCs, whatever you want. Just get them to be washing their hands for a sufficient amount of time. Teaching kids how to cough the right way, into their elbow. My son likes to sneeze into his shirt. He calls it his sneeze pocket. So just like,
I love that.
Try not to spread all of your germs to everyone. But again, sleep, hydration, those are all important things too. That's going to help your immune system fight all these viruses that will inevitably come when kids start school. So,
hydration, we hear that a lot. It's also sneaky.
Yeah.
Because I care, it sounds stupid, I care very much about hydration, but I got myself a minor injury in the past because I wasn't hydrating enough. And so here I am, I believe heavily in hydration. People who are watching, I have this massive thing, and I forgot. So is there do we just, when we say get hydrated, what does that practically look like? What do you tell parents to do for their kids?
Parents, kids, anyone, my general rule of thumb is half of your body weight in ounces of water a day. That should be your goal, especially if you're in sports, taking frequent water breaks, not just waiting for you to get thirsty. Oh, I need a drink. I'm so thirsty. Hydrating every so often, making sure that you're staying ahead of the game rather than trying to play catch up. Also, too, being outside, if you're, the more outdoor sports where it's really hot, electrolytes, not all the time, but they're okay to help replace those electrolytes that you're losing with sweating and whatnot. So, but water, that's still the number one thing that we need. So
you're almost talking about hydration in terms of like a schedule rather than hopefully if you're thirsty, go drink water. You're almost saying like, no, this should be more of a routine thing, like dinner time rather than just a when you think you need it thing. Yeah.
Yes. Everyone should be hydrating as you go throughout the day, not trying to get all your water in at one time. But also for athletes especially is more like when you're taking breaks, don't just sit on the sidelines. That's when you should be hydrating.
Sure. Yeah.
And not trying to just keep going because you need water to keep going.
If there's like one big takeaway for parents, like, hey, listen to the whole thing, listen to it again, come to Hy-Vee Health Exemplar Care, which I think you guys are thebomb.com. But what's that one major takeaway that's like, if you're going to ignore everything, parents, do this thing?
Especially with school coming up, start early. You don't want to go 0 to 100 right away. You want to get kids ready so that their bodies can slowly adjust to the new routines or getting back into their regular routines. Bedtime, screen time, nutrition, just starting things early. Now is a great time to start so that they're ready for when school comes in a few weeks.
Slow is fast. I think that's a famous quote of some kind. So like, maybe
it's a marathon, not a sprint.
There you go. I like that better. That's
way
better. Way better. You're going to host the show from now on. Elli Vore, physician assistant at Hy-Vee Health Exemplar Care. And of course, if you're a parent, you're like, we don't want to go too many times to the clinic because we don't want to. That's the Hy-Vee Health Exemplar Care model, which is why we love working with you guys, because you can just go as much as you want. It's one low fee. We, of course, appreciate the collaboration with Hy-Vee Health Exemplar Care. Elli Vore, thank you so much for coming back on the show.
Thank you. It was great to see you again.